Hello and welcome. My name is Tia and I like to explore new art materials, new techniques, and I'm very happy that you're here. Thank you for joining me for the session. We are going to play with the new set of Ganzai Tambi metallic colors by Kuretake. This is a completely new set and I want to try a few of these colors. I want to try blue, pink, green. Those colors are going to be used for painting Christmas tree bulbs. All right? So, let's do it together. Now, we'll open this paint later. Now I want to show the paper that I'm practicing with. So I'm using these two pads of black paper. Both of them mixed media, and as we know, mixed media is not quite watercolor paper, right? It does okay with a little bit of wet media, but not too much. Especially this pad is mostly good for markers. I will put links in the description. If you compare the paper, this pad is kind of bluish and this is more deep black. I do like that. However, this paper is only 125 pounds, 210 GSM, and this paper is 184 pounds. Much better. I often use this paper for my drafts and tests, and that's what I'm going to use to test a couple of colors from this set. Okay. Now let's open the paint. Okay. Isn't that beautiful? Yep. Okay. So it does have samples here. You can see the swatches. I definitely want to try gem blue and pearl cobalt blue, pearl pink, and gem pink. For Christmas tree, I may try this gem green. Okay? Just to let you know that if you have these starry color set, these are the same colors on the left side. They're just arranged a little differently. So how does this look? So what's happening here is this little possibility for swatching, but of course this is not watercolor paper. So what I do, instead of using this little thing for swatching, I use this page to copy with 160%, so it's large. Then, I know it's complicated, but just in case you're interested to swatch it on your paper that you want to see what it looks like, I cut the strips and I put them and I glue them on paper. So, and then I swatch next to it. I will show you, for example, like this is how I did on black paper. I swatched my Prismacolor pencils because it's important to see that some colors barely appear on black paper. You can barely see them, but you might not expect also that some yellow will look green. Basically all yellow colors look green. So that was very important to sketch, even though it's a quite long and tedious process, but I kind of like doing that. And I actually will probably post a video about it because I did record my swatching, and if you're interested, subscribe and you will see it later. All right, so this is about my method of swatching. You might like this too. Okay. it would be nice to see the name of each color, wouldn't it? You kind of see what color it is. If you compare it with opal colors, those are magnificent. I love these colors. So I may combine them. I may combine opal colors. Here in this set, you can only see opal violet. Okay, here's the opal violet. And it looks just white. Otherwise, the rest of the colors are gem colors and pearl, but no opal besides violet. But that's plenty. I think this is an excellent set. Plenty of choices for any kind of festive painting. Let's see how these colors behave on black paper and decide whether I'm going to use it for my project. Now, I'm going to test just a few. This green looks promising. What I want to paint is green branch with the needles of the Christmas tree and 2 Christmas tree bulbs. Let's test how these colors behave. I'm going to test this green. And I know because they're extremely shimmering, they might look on camera just basically shimmering white. But I'll put enough pigment here to see how different it is. Let's compare it with the opal green from this set. Look, opal green, regardless to it's looking just almost completely white, it looks much greener. Wow. You see here, you see that. And the other green is almost, how interesting. And this green looks almost white. Okay, here you go. And now let's compare it with the swatch provided. Can you trust the swatch? I think this can be very useful. You see this supposed to be pearl May green. That's what the color is. And it's supposed to show some green on black. However, on my black paper, I barely see anything. I would not guess that this is green. Wow, very interesting. Okay, that's why it is very important to swatch, right? Now let's test this green. And this is called gem green. Okay, this should show a lot more green, or I hope so. Let's see how it goes. Let's see if that is much different from the pearl green. How interesting. How deceiving. And how surprising and how exciting it is. That's what Kuretake colors are. It's almost the same. Okay. It's a little more rich. So that is pretty good. And I think I'm going to use this color for painting Christmas tree. So that's gonna be, keep in mind that this black paper does not allow you to lift the paint. So you have to be very precise So don't overpaint because you won't be able to lift any paint from it. It absorbs it almost immediately. So here you see this green, nice. And let's just, for the sake of experiments, put this Pearl May green as highlights. The brush should not be overly wet. This is very important. When you paint on black paper, if it's overly wet, it will give you barely any kind of pigment. Like, this is pretty wet, I can feel it, I can see it. So now, when I paint it, you see, if you want to reach some kind of translucency effect, that is perfect. Otherwise, you have to have plenty of pigment. Look how pretty it is. Oh, wonderful. Yeah. So, and that's what we're going to do. What I'm suggesting is, if you plan to get this set, I think it's really lovely and it's kind of mood uplifting. I mean, it's really so sweet and pretty. Let's try this gem turquoise. It looks like getting out of focus. The contrast is so high with the black paper and the shimmer that it becomes a bit challenging to film it, to make it the way that you can actually see what's happening in real life. Yeah, that's lovely. Okay, so all this green works quite well. Now, I want to make pink bulbs, one pink and one blue. I want to test basically all these three pinks. Are you curious to see that? Let's try. This is called Gem Red. Let's see how red it is, because, you know, green and red, all these holiday colors. That's nice. Lovely. That's beautiful. Let's try gem pink. It's pretty good. Now we are testing this called pearl pink. Wow, that's very pink. Let's see how it looks just with this. Oh wow, pink. That's very juicy and shimmering and creamy. Very nice. So even though you can see mostly white, I don't know what to do. So if you have any suggestions, if you know better how to film shimmering colors on black paper, please leave me a comment. I'm open to suggestions. So I will use this pink, gem pink, and I will use pearl pink. Now, gem pink and pearl pink. I'll use all of those greens because I love them all. This is gem green, and this is pearl May green. Next Christmas tree bulb, I will use blue. So out of these colors, the conclusion is this: when it says gem, it has nice, more saturated color. When it says pearl, it will be very shimmery. It has so much shimmer that it's almost white. So keep that in mind. And it's good for highlights. I want to test gem lapis lazuli. That looks gorgeous. And then compare it with gem blue. This. Okay, I need to put the camera a little bit away. Okay. So this is gem lapis lazuli, and this is gem blue. Let's see which one appeals to me today, and I know that I'm going to use this one as a highlight. Okay, blue. Nice. Gorgeous. Gorgeous blue. Oh wow, look at this. Beautiful. And this is, if you have the lapis lazuli stone, it definitely looks like that color. Very, very much. It's one of my favorites. Okay, let's see how this looks. Haha. So what does it tell us? Like if we look at this chart, it looks like, oh, very nice blue, but is it? Like if we try it, is it getting lost on black paper? You have to have lots of pigment to cover the paper. Okay. So if I will need to make some dark areas, then I will use that. Otherwise, I really like the gem blue. It's excellent. Yes. And just in comparison with this opal blue, so opal blue, and we will compare opal blue and pearl blue here that we didn't try yet. Okay. So see how interesting it is? It is just white, but it's really blue. Beautiful, gorgeous opal blue. I love it. This is one of those, this is the best set to paint on black paper. Really good. And now I'm going to try pearl blue, and we can already expect that it's most likely will be just really, really shimmering, almost white, even though it looks like, yeah, that's lots of pigment in it, lots of blue. See how it appears on black. Ready? Here. Oh no, perfect, actually. Yeah. Wow. Gorgeous. This is pearl cobalt blue, and this is the opal blue. I need to make a full comprehensive black paper swatch for all these colors, and I'm definitely going to do that. Okay, so now I made my choices, and now it's time to start painting our pretty holiday ornaments.